Hi, my name is Rachelle Smith, entrepreneur, professional speaker, and author. Last time, highlighted the importance and gave you a few more examples on the importance and the power of vulnerability. And this is so important. Naturally, things are shifting here in Michigan. Mornings are starting to get cooler. So summer is as quickly as it seems to have gone by. It's almost ending. And so I wanted to take an opportunity this morning. Of course, I share these things with you. And of course, I myself get tested on these things. And I wanted to share something that happened to me actually 3 days ago here, and regarding the importance and the power of vulnerability. And that is regarding research. Now, I have a marketing background, and my earlier years were spent in marketing. And so it's kind of that old saying where once a marketer is always a marketer. So I have a great respect and a value for market research. And as a result of that, I participate in a number of surveys and questionnaires and things like that, consumer insights panels. Always happy to do that because, again, I respect the marketing and the research and know what they're trying to do and what their goals are. So everything that I can do to help companies, businesses, organizations, anything like that, I'm always happy to share my thoughts. And so just to give you a quick recap, I participated in, it was an online questionnaire. I guess it took about 15 minutes or so. And I signed a non-disclosure agreement, so I can't give you any of the details, but I'm going to give you some overall kind of generalities that will underscore and prove this point that I'm making regarding the power of vulnerability. So did an online questionnaire, took care of that, no problem. But then a few days later, received a subsequent email saying our client, of course the market research company's client, was so intrigued by your answers that they would like to schedule a 1-hour discussion with you. Happy to do it. Yeah, no problem. So this actually, of course, happened this past Thursday. And so Thursday, August 25th. And so I signed up for this, no problem, scheduled it. And it turned out it was a video. It was a video interaction, a video research opportunity. So I had to download the software on my iPad. And so I was holding up the iPad and they were watching me and I was watching them, and it was being recorded. And so, was asked a series of questions, and, was glad to participate as always. But really something that the lead person conducting the interview said to me, and it just really kind of opened my own eyes regarding this power of vulnerability, is that the researcher said, you know what? Speaking with you today is very refreshing because you're very open, you're very honest, you're very transparent. And I went on to say, listen, again, I'm a former marketer. I know what the value of what you all are trying to do. You're trying to help your client, launch this particular thing. And so I want to do all that I can to help you. But I know that unless I'm sitting here being completely honest, being completely transparent. And so this interaction, this 1-hour discussion, I had to highlight some of my mistakes, some of my setbacks, some of my own failures, and I was happy to do that. But then hearing this person say how refreshing it was to hear someone do that, it really got my attention. As I'm sitting here thinking about it afterwards, and I said, you know what? What a tragedy. What a tragedy that this market researcher, this lead market researcher at this market research firm, and this is what they do day in and day out, talking to people, holding focus groups, doing one-on-one intensive interviews on the phone, in person, and via video. And this person is impressed that someone is actually being transparent and vulnerable. And I was sitting here thinking, like, really? Like, what a tragedy that people do this day in, and people are participating in interviews and research opportunities, and they don't have the ability to be vulnerable. And so, as I explained, like I said, my vulnerability, this is something I have to do every day, in my role in terms of helping people. If I'm sitting here and you all are watching these episodes, and I'm only talking about things that I do right and things that are perfect, giving you all this impression that I'm perfect, which absolutely isn't the case, I'm not helping you, right? What really helps you is when I talk about my own obstacles, my own setbacks, the adversity that I have to deal with in my own life, and steps that I take to overcome them. But it's important that you all know that I'm real. There's no pretense, and that's what I explained to the interviewer. What I do and my life purpose that I walk out each and every day, there's no pretense. There's no, I'm going to make everyone think that I've always had it together and I always made the right decisions. Absolutely not. We are all card-carrying members of a human race, and what I want to do is challenge and empower you all. I mean, it's not even to say you have to participate. I'm just a research person, and I value the research and what's being done. So I do a lot of those type of things to help people, to help organizations, to help companies and corporations. But you don't even necessarily have to do that, but just in your own life, your ability to help other people will be so much better and just palpable if you're able to be vulnerable. All right. And see, and what really, again, thinking back over it now, and people that participate in this type of research, and I'm sure what's going through their mind is, well, I've got this panel of people that's participating in this interview, and it's being recorded in this particular case via video. So it's being reported. So I've got to make sure that I portray myself in the best light possible. And I'm sure that's human, and that's understandable, and that's just part of the human condition of always wanting to put your best foot forward, and you're concerned with what people are going to think and all of this, and saving face and your reputation. But okay, I mean, that's an easy mindset to have, but I challenge you today. If that's you, if you're sitting here thinking that, again, I've always got to be Mr. or Mrs. Perfect or Miss Perfect, that is not true. That is not true. And you're going to spend a lot of your life, and I'm sure you're sitting here thinking, like, all the time that I've spent, all the stress that I put myself under, trying to kind of always seem like I always have it together, and not being able to be vulnerable. All right. And so I wanted to share this example that happened to me just a few days ago. So see, folks, I tell you this stuff. I preach and I espouse these values. But guess what? These type of things happen in my own life. But I just recognize in that situation is no different than what I do in front of this camera is I've got to be vulnerable. I've got to be transparent. I've got to be, because I know my ability to help them and their research and what they're doing to help their client, who is just trying to help consumers, have an easier experience and just to, overcome some stumbling blocks in their lives. Okay, my ability to do that and help this chain of assistance and this chain of impact, this chain of influence, it starts with me, but it starts with me being transparent and honest. And that's always the case. That's always the case. And I can't worry about what market researchers are going to think about me. And I can't worry about what those of you watching this are going to think about me. Okay, I'm secure enough in who I am to know that I'm not perfect. And I'm not going to always have everyone's approval or acceptance. But I get up every day knowing that I am living a purpose-driven life. I'm all about helping other people. I'm all about making a difference in the world. But it's not going to happen unless I am able to be vulnerable and transparent and not worry about, what everyone is thinking about me. Because people are always going to think something about you, and you can't control that. So control what you can't control, and that is being open, vulnerable. And I promise you, it is powerful. I mean, this example that I have from a few days ago is just really kind of like, wow. But I was more shocked from the standpoint of researchers telling me the stuff that they do day in and day out, and the people that they're working with constantly, just different people and different groups and settings, and just can't be real. So folks, be real, be vulnerable, be transparent. And you truly will have an impact beyond measure. You won't even realize it sometimes. And so I challenge you today. I wanted to give you, as I wrap up this series here on the power of vulnerability, it's truly in your hands. Your ability to impact, influence, and make a difference in such even small ways will be increased and enhanced by your ability to leverage the power of vulnerability. So I thank you so much for your time. Make it a wonderful day.